Welcome back to Tar Muffin Studios. I'm your host. That's all I could come up with. Don't judge me. I'm fragile. Look what I drew! If you don't like it and you don't think it's perfect, you're what's wrong with this country. Anyway, today's topic is middle school and when I were in it. Because in 6th grade, I were not so dumb, like I am today. I was on the honor roll board, or paper, or system, or whatever Miss West had back in 6th grade. This meant is that I got to go to Olive Garden. And that was all that I needed to know. Free food, I'm down. Even though Olive Garden, really? That's what she chose, that's what we were eating. Again, free food, I wasn't going to deny it. This was a charter school, so we didn't have like a normal bus that normal schools have. We had one of those vans that you definitely don't get into when an old guy is sitting in there and offers you some candy. It was one of those vans. We all got in it. We all fitted it because that was the only kids that were in the honor roll clan. That's what we're going to call it. So the clan headed over to the land of mediocre pasta and pretty okay breadsticks, and we feasted like kings. I got a dish that wasn't on the kids' menu, which was enough for me, okay? It wasn't on the kids' menu. It was an adult-sized portion. I was fatty. I was a marshmallow with arms and legs. And that was me. I was as white as one, and I was as round as one. And if you squeezed me, I probably made one of those little squeaky toy sounds. Eee! So while we were wrapping up our breadsticks and pastas, we got our little to-go boxes. Well, I didn't because I ate all my food because I was a growing boy. Still am. I'm growing in all directions. As we were walking out, I realized we weren't that far from our actual school, in my mind. And the teacher disagreed with me and said, "No, we're farther than you think, Logan." And I thought to myself, "But I can walk there." "No, Logan, you cannot walk there." That's the voice we're going with. It's not what Miss West sounded like at all, but we're going with it. Yeah, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you cannot, Logan. You know, I bet I can walk to the school from here. Sure, Logan. I accept your bet. We'll take you out to eat again if you could walk from here to the school. Yeah, okay. Do not dare a 6th grader because they will do it. Especially me, because I'm so hard-headed. I was so convinced I could walk there that you know what my happy little buns did? I was walking to school. She didn't know about this. Okay, apparently, I thought she was watching me as I walked away. She was not. She was unaware of the fact that Logan had left the building. I crossed the crosswalk. I had to have walked at least a quarter to half a mile down the road, like completely convinced that I could make it. I still think I could make it because the way I travel is I remember all the visuals. I can't remember freaking street signs to save my life, but I know how to get to the McDonald's in the other town over by just remembering the things along the way. So I'm just walking my merry little white self down the street until I hear Turns out, Miss West did a head count and found out that the plump munchkin was not sitting in the van. And she was probably scared for her job because losing a child is not the best thing for you to do. Especially when you're the one responsible for said child. She was just driving down the road very quickly, honking her horn looking for me, and she spots me walking down the road, and she immediately rolls down her window. It's probably one of those crank windows. So she was like, I dislike those windows. They're no fun for Logan. And she just starts screaming out the window, Logan! Stay right there! My heart kind of stops because I was like, oh, she's mad. That's because I'm winning the bet. Sore loser. So she Tokyo drifts over to where I'm standing, makes me get back in the van, and begins to just lay down the law on me, telling me of how much trouble I was in and how she's going to call my father. My father is going to hang me in the gallows and then probably beat me like a piñata until all the pasta comes out. And I respect my father, I fear my father, and especially when I was half his size, I was not ready to fist fight my father. But the way she was saying it was that she was like, you better start running upstairs and listen to Eye of the Tiger because he is coming for your face. My father never abused me growing up, but I was ready for it. I was so scared. It didn't help that the other middle schoolers on the bus were like, oh, Logan, that really sucks. I guess you're going to die now. Yeah, see you later, Logan. It was nice knowing you. Logan, can I get your Game Boy? Just sitting there paralyzed in my seat, just staring at the back of Miss West's head like, this is my last day. That's okay. So, we get back to the school. We finish up some homework. I have like another 30 minutes to an hour waiting for my dad. And I'm just in my head thinking about how dead I am inside. Because when the teacher calls your parents, it's game over, right? The parents are immediately going to be on the teacher's side, okay? She's only going to tell them her side of the story. And I am going to be in the wrong. So I was just convinced I was already proven guilty, and I was just going with that. The moment came. My father pulled up in front of the school. Hello, Father. Silence. He didn't say anything. No words were said. Could think of nothing scarier than no words. Okay? He wasn't yelling. He was just silent, but deadly. So while I'm like absolutely wigging out in the seat, I think he started to pick up on the tension and he gets curious. Are you okay, son? Like, what's wrong? You're really quiet. Are you not mad? About... Did Miss West not call him yet? Does he not know? Do I now have to tell him? About today with Olive Garden when I walked away? Oh yeah, no. Your teacher called me about that. Like, that's totally her fault. She shouldn't have dared you to do that. I'm free. I'm not in trouble? No. She dared a 6th grader and you did what she dared you to do. It's not your fault. It's her fault. I live. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I wasn't going to die today. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe the next day. But today, I live. No promise for this tomorrow. Now, I'm visiting my dad and the rest of my family at the end of this week. And who knows what's gonna happen. Plenty of time to murder me. Like the video, maybe do a little subscribing.